We are back with something new and really special on Today Food. Family Kitchen. We're going to take you inside the home kitchens of some of America's most celebrated chefs. And first up, our beloved Lidia Bastianich.
Right, to the public, she's the matriarch of Italian-American cuisine, but to her family, she's simply Noni Lidia. And every week you can find her at home with 4 generations of her family preserving a great tradition.
Sometimes I walk down the street and complete strangers just says, Lidia, is that you? Can I give you a hug? And I just love it. And that's all about food.
For over 45 years, Lidia Bastianich has cooked up an empire, from an Emmy-winning TV show.
So you see how nice and creamy the sauce is?
To restaurants, to cookbooks, to a product line.
It feels like a life that has evolved with the support of family into a successful business and career.
She makes meals for acting legends, music icons, and yes, even popes. But every Sunday, you'll find her at home preparing dinner for 4 generations of her family.
All the high moments almost of our lives as a family happen around food.
Sunday dinner is a tradition that dates back to her childhood, and it's all thanks to the person who inspired her love of food, her grandmother.
She had the courtyard animals, duck, geese, we had a goat, we had pigs. She had a garden, we made our own olive oil. So I really got to understand, to taste, to know food growing from the earth.
Lidia grew up in Istria, a former Italian territory that became part of communist Yugoslavia after the Second World War.
We were held behind the Iron Curtain. You couldn't leave. You had to literally escape. And so we did as a family back into Italy.
After 2 years in a refugee camp, her family immigrated to the United States when Lidia was 12. But her grandmother remained in Istria.
I kind of felt a remorse. I didn't say goodbye. And I think that from then on, I would cook the food that brought me back to that courtyard.
At age 24, married with 2 young kids, Lidia opened a tiny 9-seat restaurant in Queens.
We hired a chef. I decided to go in the kitchen, become his sous chef, learning the workings of running a commercial kitchen.
A decade later, she opened Lidia in Manhattan, her flagship restaurant, and there, she became chef.
Did you salt the chicken?
The business of food and family have always gone hand in hand for her family.
My mother, she's 96 now, she lives with me, but she helped me raise my children so that I can work. Joe and Tanya, they grew up in the restaurant. I would always tell them, no, this is not the job you want to do.
But it didn't quite work out that way. Joe is partners with Chef Mario Batali, and Tanya collaborates with her mother on books and her TV show.
I didn't envision it, I'll be honest, but it's a very alluring business.
I wanted to be a poet, a priest, a professor. They kept on dragging me back.
No matter how life has changed for the Bastianich family, one constant always remains: Sunday dinner.
Everybody gets involved. You do the chicken, yeah. Grandma, 96, she doesn't get off the hook.
Almost 97, I continue to do my job. I don't want to give up. I have a lot of help all over. They treat me just like a queenie, and that's the way I am.
Which you are. Buon appetito,
right
everybody.
And this meal is about a lot more than good food.
It's a way of telling these children and grandchildren where they come from, the history of their food.
Miles, how do you like the squash?
Sunday, even if it's raining or snow or what, for me, it's the best.
It doesn't always have to be family. In Italian, there's a saying, there's always room for an extra chair at the table. E noi che figli siamo, beviam, beviam, beviam. Salute!
Lydia is here along with the Bastianich family. Morning, everybody.
Morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good to see you, Grandma. Good morning.
Morning.
It's nice to see you.
Thanks for having us.
It's great to have you here. Chicken and potatoes. It wouldn't be Sunday night without them. Tell me about the importance of this dish.
This dish, I think, goes back to Grandma and her mother. And I think, chicken is not expensive. Some potatoes on the side, some greens and onions, and you have yourself the best meal. Until this day, when they come over to the house, chicken and potatoes is it.
That's it. Grandma, what did you teach the kids about cooking, about the kitchen?
To be simple and to use the fresh things.
Yes.
And to be good.
Are you proud of the family?
I'm very happy to be to have this kind of family.
Yeah.
I am the luckiest woman, I think, in the world.
Oh, that's nice.
They are
Joe,
too.
both you and your sister left successful careers to get into the family business. What have you learned from Mom?
Well, like a family business is interesting because it's like where your private life melds with your personal life, so it becomes one and the same. And that's a nice way to live when you can make a living doing what you're passionate about, cooking, hospitality, restaurants. So we're fortunate to have that in our family. We'll see what these guys, we have any potential upcoming waiters.
No pressure over there.
Raise your hand if you want to go into the family business.
I'm interested in cooking.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
You better take that Domino's app off your phone.
Julie's a reservationist on the weekends, so.
Oh, perfect.
Child labor.
For the restaurant.
It's
That's
a start.
fantastic. So I think the most important question is, what does it take to score an invitation to Sunday dinner at the Bastianich house?
You just have to ask.
Oh, we have it right here, don't we?
Exactly.
We have to
Yes,
try.
yes. So here we are today. And
This is one of the favorites of the grandkids. Grandma really roasts it up good.
yeah, and the question is to get everything caramelized. It's not about the sauce or anything, but you see the onions are nice caramelized, the potatoes are nice and caramelized. And when the special extra treat, a little bit of bacon in there too.
Yeah.
Very tender.
Yeah?
Thank you so much.
One of the nice parts of that piece that I love is that the food brings you together and the family comes together on Sunday, but for the kids to sit there and to talk with their family and to hear about where their family comes from, to get those valuable stories.
Yeah.
That's special.
And I like how Lydia said, "Did you salt that chicken?"
With authority.
Yes, exactly. That was a little moment.
Guys, thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much.
Great to see you.
Thank
Thanks
you for
sharing.
having us.
Thank you.
Ciao,
We're
ciao.
back in a moment. This is Today on NBC.
Yum.
Who wants chicken before you go to school?
Bacon.
Good one.
Sit.